Next on this list is why every rapper record label failed. Now, since it is that we always talk about with the music industry stuff, we might as well go ahead and jump right into it. Let's get into this damn video, y'all. Let's do it. Yeah.
Honestly, if Kanye West offered me a record deal right now, I would not sign it. Same goes with Travis Scott's Cactus Jack label and also Playboi Carti's Opium. As extremely tempting as it would be to sign with your favorite rapper, as we're about to see, this is one of the worst mistakes an up-and-coming artist can make. While it's true that you do receive an instant boost of clout simply by attaching your name to an established star, not only is that shadow often too much to outrun though, but then like Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely are literally saying, it's easy to get trapped inside that box.
For another artist to give an artist a shot and then see that artist get as big or bigger can be tough. A lot of people wouldn't be able to handle that. A lot of people who have artists signed can't handle that.
Today we're seeing more and more rappers start their own record labels, including some you would have never guessed. However, all of them seem to be doomed from the start. The real reason why a rapper starts their own record label is simple. After seeing firsthand how labels operate, and more specifically the potential money in them, here in 2023 we've now seen countless artists enter the business themselves. From some of the earliest rapper-owned labels such as Eazy-E's Ruthless Records in 1987, Ice Cube's French Mob, 50 Cent's G-Unit and Eminem's Shady Records, Lil Wayne's iconic Young Money, Ludacris's Disturbing the Peace, which interestingly enough Destroy Lonely's dad I-20 signed to then more recent ones like Kanye West's Good Music label, Tyler the Creator's Odd Future, Kendrick Lamar's PG Lang, Rick Ross's Double MG, Wiz Khalifa's Taylor Gang, and Young Thug's Young Stoner Life Records.
That's my brother. Like he signed to me, but it's like it's not even about a signature. This my real brother.
Today it feels like every at least semi-popular rapper has other artists signed under them. Pull OG's Cap-A-Lot Records, French Montana's Coke Boys, Westside Gun's Griselda Records, DaBaby's Billion Dollar Baby Entertainment, and Rich the Kid's Rich Forever Music, to name a few.
Hey man, your boss ain't treating you right, your CEO ain't treating you right, man, come over to Rich Forever Music.
Now, while you may be thinking that some of those labels I named are rather successful, such as Young Thug's YSL, besides Young Thug and Gunna,
Isn't most of them people under this, aren't they like dealing with RICO charges right now?
though, how many of these other 13 artists have you really heard of or listened to outside of maybe a feature? The same goes with Gucci Mane's 1017 Records, Chief Keef's Glow Gang, but we'll get more into that in a second. However, this is where it can start to get a little confusing. Most times these rapper-owned record labels are imprints of a separate major label and they don't typically handle distribution of the music. For example, Kanye's Good Music label was an imprint of Def Jam, YSL is an imprint of 300 Entertainment, and J. Cole's Dreamville is Interscope. But then over at Travis Scott's label you have someone like Sheck West who is signed to a joint deal between both Good Music and Cactus Jack, along with distribution through Interscope. Although Don Toliver's signed to Cactus Jack too, but his distribution is through Atlantic. Or another example, Lil Wayne's Young Money is an imprint of Cash Money Records but distributed through Republic. Like I said, it can kinda get confusing to the point where some rappers don't even know they're signed to multiple labels.
All I know is Cash Money West and Whack 100. You gotta ask Whack about the other people.
Thank you, Simba.
You ever seen your own paperwork?
Thank you, gang.
Nah, I seen it, but Whack showed me. I ain't see the, you know.
To put it simply, almost every artist-led record label is either owned or working in partnership with another label, and the amount of actual involvement these stars play in the careers of those they sign definitely differs depending on where you look. The way I see it though, signing another rapper is like the ultimate cosign an artist can give. However, despite these stars' initial goal to basically take you in and show you the path to be successful too with what seems like a dream opportunity, that is very rarely how we see it go down. Since the day that designer first signed to Kanye West in 2016, his career was never the same again. After, as he describes, an 11-label bidding war following the success of his smash hit Panda, all it took was one phone call from Kanye for his mind to be made.
Everything kind of like blacked out. Once I heard him saying he called, I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm like, word, because I'm so moving and like, the moment, I'm like, yo, I just been through like 11 labels, it's late at night too, so I'm like, yo, I bet.
As I mentioned before, it would be one of the hardest things in the world to turn down an offer from Kanye West, or Lil Wayne, or Travis Scott, etc. Especially when they're your inspiration for music, and when a lot of these guys who sign are typically pretty young and don't come from much.
True.
He's recording Carter 3, so I'm just in the sauce right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then we did Bedrock, and it was like, you know, you gotta sign. You wanna get on? He's like, this is gonna be the single. I was like, all right, cool. So I signed. I didn't even think about it. I didn't think twice.
However, just over
Most of these people they're signing these record labels, it is, but they're not looking at what's in those, like, contractually, like what's in them. A lot of times it is, most people don't, and it scares me because it is, you don't know what it is you about to get yourself into. Sometimes it is that you have like a 6 album deal or a 12 album deal or something within those lines, and you can't get out of it. It's hard to get out of it. I'm glad that his designer was able to get out of his without having to pay too much, but it very much, it was emotionally taxing being signed to Kanye, as we've seen within recent timing. But it's like, shit.
Over 2 years later, Designer would prove to us one of the biggest reasons why you shouldn't sign with these rappers, as he would go from calling Kanye West his idol to then soon calling him absolutely crazy.
I signed to Kanye West, the biggest nigga. That nigga's still in the world. Y'all niggas think he's the genius. I niggas think all that nigga shit. Well, to me, nigga, that nigga's crazy, nigga.
Free me from this label, Designer tweeted back in 2019 after claiming that Good Music wasn't promoting or letting him drop music. It's not me, I'm doing what I can. I am not rich forever, they trying to hold us in bum-ass deals. Jay Critch posted after signing to Rich the Kid's label, dudes be your brother until the business come up, then it's all this lawyer talk and contract shit. The moment you sign to any record label though, you are signing away control and management of your career. But now here with these artist-led labels, you are also adding an additional layer to the process. And we all know how indecisive rappers can be, especially Playboi Carti and Kanye West.
I need to get rid of Good Music because I'm great, and guess what? Good is the enemy of great. The f I'm doing giving Wanna Love You to fucking Tiana. What the f I'm doing giving that Daytona album to Pusha? What the f I'm doing, bro?
And while yes, you do receive some instant clout just for associating with them, being known as the guy who signed to so-and-so can often cast too big of a shadow to outrun. And like Drake said in the beginning, a lot of rappers wouldn't be able to handle seeing someone they signed get bigger than them. Most of their egos couldn't take it. It's very easy for fans to label a guy like Stunna for Vegas at Billion Dollar Baby, for example, as DaBaby's sidekick. Or as you'll often hear people say, Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely are, quote, Playboi Carti's kids. Some fans also argue that Yeat should have signed with Playboi Carti's Opium too, but honestly, I disagree. I really don't think Yeat would be as big as he is right now, headlining these shows and pulling these massive numbers if he had joined under Carti's wing. After grinding independently for years, Yeat signed his first record deal back in 2021 with Zach Bia's Field Trip Records in partnership with Geffen Records, which is owned by Universal and home to other huge stars such as Olivia Rodrigo, and together they've done a perfect job of managing his career. However, Yeat is another interesting case, and actually demonstrates the next big problem with these rapper-owned labels. Back in 2021, Yeat would also launch his own record label, initially named Twizzy Rich Entertainment. But despite only including fellow rappers September's Rich and a few producers, it wasn't long before drama split yet another label apart. As an established artist, when you sign a new rapper, you are risking the chance that something happens to them, which will now also affect you. And although they'd been best friends, it started to feel like from our outside perspective that September's Rich got jealous of his homie's success and kinda became a burden to Yeat. From being accused of scamming fans online to then getting booed off stage when opening for Yeat, September's Rich quickly became a bad look for Yeat's brand.
Shut the f up, nigga. Shut the f up.
Dang.
Alright, man, watch this.
But we've also seen so many other cases of this happen too, such as Gucci Mane's former artist Baby Rex becoming the first rapper to ever get signed and dropped in the same day. After he got cancelled for this tweet following Takeoff's death, we saw Travis Scott receive a lot of the blame after his new artist Sofago's debut album flopped and for the way he's been handled. The whole Gunna snitching rumors have kinda left YSL up in the air for the time being, as well as then you get someone like 88 Camino of 88 Glam who after being dropped by the Weeknd's XO record label for SA allegations, then tries whatever they can to publicly bring down your label with them.
This nigga makes 500 M's a year, and he can't give his nigga one song. I'm like, Abel signed me, he didn't even give me a feature.
That right there is also a tough decision for these rappers. We see some artists such as Drake give his OVO sound signees features to immediately boost their careers early on. Some, such as Sofago, seem to be trying to establish themselves solo and play the long game. Or most commonly, you'll see these labels go the route of releasing compilation projects that feature everybody on their roster. At the same time though, as an artist, once you sign to a big rapper's label, your career is now also affected by what happens to them as well. Unfortunate incidents such as the Astro World Festival put a wrinkle in all of Cactus Jack artists' plans France, Gucci Mane was forced to drop the Migos from his label when he went to jail, and Kanye West, you never know what he's gonna get into next. I wish Kanye was more involved in my career, said Check West, who I actually covered in my last video. I don't know what the fuck you're getting into. I'm putting in 110% and my label is giving me, what, 10% of that? Former good music artist Tiana Taylor stated. I feel underappreciated. Shit is being said today that is beyond.
Listen, and Tiana Taylor, she is talented, bro. She is so, like, all of these people within that's been in this video is very talented, but that Tiana Taylor, dang, it sucks to see what it is that they did to her.
Disappointing. Pusha T told XXL as he announced he was stepping down as Good Music president following one of Kanye's recent rants.
I didn't really get to speak to Kanye as much and shit. And then he wound up going the Christian route and then the Trump route and shit. I'm just like, I just gotta get my situation right, you know what I mean?
For every big name artist you know of at one of these rapper-owned record labels, there's probably at least 5 to 10 other guys you've never heard of that have been signed for years. Like, despite finding absolute gold in Drake and Nicki Minaj, what about the other 20-plus artists who are once signed to Young Money too?
Damn, hold on. I mean, yeah, damn. I mean, you got Lloyd, you got Omarion, they still Janelle West Coast, and man, I'm not gonna lie with you. Some of these people, besides Gutta, Little Twist, damn, there's a lot of people that you don't really know on here.
Besides King Von, who else has really made any noise from Lil Durk's
Damn.
OTF? Or again, nobody on Chief Keef's Glow Gang has even come close to breaking into the mainstream. The truth is, though, that's how every record label works, if we're being honest. You look at any major label and you'll see that the majority of their roster isn't even poppin', but then they'll have a few big stars to make up for it. These rapper-owned labels are still record labels, and as we know, a lot of luck goes into making it in the music industry. Plus, they're gonna have problems too, like all the major labels have. The big difference is we just don't hear about every single miss like we do with Cactus Jack, for example. Some fans argue that Travis Scott has ruined Sofago's career, but really his association with Travis has been what's helped land him these big opportunities, such as performing on Jimmy Fallon, going on tour with Trippie Redd and Nav, and getting in the studio with Pharrell. But again, it's more about what you do with the opportunity.
They're doing a lot for me and like teaching me a lot.
That's dope. That's super dope.
I'm getting a lot of game from them.
Although Playboy Carti never even promotes himself, let alone his artists, he has introduced Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely to a whole new audience. And if we're being real, a lot of artists would rather be known as the guy who signed to Playboy Carti rather than never be known at all. You're just taking the risk though that if their label crashes and burns, usually all their artists go down with them. However, not everybody is Kanye West and is gonna randomly decide to quit their own label for no reason. There's definitely exceptions such as Jay-Z and his established Rock Nation, or someone like J. Cole who genuinely cares and wants to see you succeed under Dreamville.
I'm really fans of them. Yeah. It's more being a fan of it than it's business.
You may have also noticed that a lot of these rappers starting labels today were once signed to another artist early in their career. From Young Thug first signing to Gucci, Lil Baby signing to Young Thug's YSL, J. Cole was the first artist to ever sign to Jay-Z's Rock Nation, and of course Drake signing to his idol Lil Wayne. But eventually they all just get to that point where they're too big and need to move on. And despite Drake's split from Young Money in 2018 being rather mutual, it isn't always that easy.
I'm always so grateful for those three people, despite, you know, how things may have ended up.
While one could look at a label like Cactus Jack and say that it's a failure due to Sofago and Sheck West, someone else could say that it's a success thanks to Don Toliver. There's definitely pros and cons to weigh before signing to another artist, but as we also saw, that's true for any major label. However, I still don't think I'll be signing to Kanye West anytime soon.
I think because of the fact of what Kanye West is going through personally has definitely interfered down to why the record label has ended the way how it did. But damn, there's so many like talented people that comes from like other people, from other artists. But it is true. It is what it is that you do with that opportunity is what makes or breaks you, man. Hey, listen, W Video, man. I'm not even subbed to this person. 1111. Hey, listen, W Video. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna like that. W Reaction, W You at Home, W Chat. I'm off of this thing.